Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to WoW Classic Vanilla and our Hardcore Troll Mage. We're doing the run into the Barrens today. We should probably just follow the roads. The Sepulchre Hearthstone is not going to help us. A Razor Hill Hearthstone would have been good, but I haven't been down that way yet this time around. So yeah, we're going into the Barrens. I know we've seen a lot of the Barrens recently, but we do need to get some of the initial questing knocked off. Apparently we are not tracking anything today. Silverpine, Ivar the Foul, he has a green quest. Oh, that was the named guy in the barn that we might not be able to get him. So that one we may not be doing. Well, we've got a wall runner over here, must have auto-ran AFK. Auto-run AFK on hardcore is probably a bad idea. Granted, there's not a lot down here that can kill you down this little pathway, but still, if you ended up in one of these little ravines, there are some harpies back there. Also, I guess there's this thing called griefers. I've never been griefed, I've never seen a griefer, but apparently this is a big thing. I think it's just a big thing for some people. I mean, I'm sure if you're like an Asmongold, people are going to go way out of their way to grief you. But so far, I haven't seen anything like that. Sometimes we do find bodies in strange places, like we found a couple bodies in the Razor Hill Inn once. And I thought, you know, how exactly would that happen without griefing? I have to think maybe the reason I don't see this kind of stuff is because I play so early in the day most of the time. I guess being a griefer is not like a high-paying work-from-home job, so they probably have to like go do actual jobs before they grief. No bodies here today. That's all we were checking for. You have a quest. Oh yeah, Dark's starting to fizzle. I think we're gonna pass on fizzle this time around. I would really rather not lose this character down there. It'd probably be pretty easy for us to deal with it, though. We do have Sheep and Frost Nova, so even on a 3-pull, if we plan ahead, we could Sheep one, freeze the other. But I think I would just rather not. Lost but Not Forgotten is one that we could probably do. We just need to find a random drop item off the crocolisk that are in the river. Run back and turn it. We could go do that. I mean, it's level 11. Let's go check it out. This is another quest that, until I started using Questy, I actually didn't know this was here. Maybe this will make up some of the experience that we're going to lose by not doing Fizzle's quest. I really, really want to be able to use the auction house in hardcore. It's becoming like a bother to me. I look at the gold we're accumulating and I'm happy about it, and then I'm like, well, I don't really have anything to spend that on. I really want the Blizzard official hardcore servers just so we can have a functioning economy. I want that to be part of the hardcore experience. Having the chance to interact with the economy should be a part of any WoW experience. We'll do a little raptor cleanup out here for her, since her son did get eaten by crocodiles. There's not really going to be anyone around to help out around the ranch. I'm conjuring water. Wrong. My hands were just off home row, so instead of hitting 1, I hit tilde. I actually did it twice. Still didn't correct it. You know how on the keyboard the F key and the J key, they have the little prongs to let you know that your fingers are resting on home row? I need a little prong like that on my W key. I'm usually pretty spot on, but I feel like it'd be nice to have the same kind of little divot that's on my F and J keys, having one on maybe even on all the WASD. Could be some good tactile feedback.
Glory to the whole.
Rambles, please, can you help me? My son Kron went hunting days ago and he still hasn't returned. He went west toward the Barrens to hunt crocolisk along the South Fury River, and I fear the worst. As strong as he was, his stubborn pride has always drawn him into trouble.
Be safe.
We really don't want to just fall down here. I would even go so far as to say, like, if we were only going to change one rule about hardcore, I would want the restrictions on the auction house and mailbox lifted. I say mailbox because, you know, to get stuff from the auction house, you're going to have to use the mailbox, so. And I would tolerate the other arbitrary rules if we can have an economy. I would tolerate no grouping. I would tolerate not being able to ever do an elite quest in the world. I would even tolerate the 1 dungeon run per character rule, if it meant that we could have a functioning economy, because that way the gear that we're not going to be getting from dungeons, we could at least look for it on the auction house. I think it would be good. I think that a healthy economy could spring about. And really, I'm just interested in what an auction house looks like when a majority of the players never make it past level 20. I'm actually curious. It could be a broken economy higher up, but I feel like the early game economy would be good. Here's a question. This is something that I don't know the answer to. Let me think about it for a minute, and maybe it's just a stupid question. No, I think with hardcore it's not a stupid question. So let's say I put up a bunch of stuff on the auction house, and I die and I delete my character. What happens to the gold that somebody buys, somebody spends on those items? Or do the items that I have in the auction house disappear when I delete the character? Oh, we found the amulet right away. And also, that wouldn't necessarily be an issue anyway, because I don't think deleting the character is necessary. I think how they'll do it is they'll just have it so you can't resurrect. So maybe in that way, if you do put stuff on the auction house and you die, the stuff stays up there, but that doesn't answer the question of what happens to the gold in that case. Maybe one of you guys know. And don't say Blizzard gets it. It gets transferred to one of Mike Ybarra's characters. As if he plays vanilla. Alright, well let me he probably does play vanilla to be seen playing vanilla. Does he play vanilla because he enjoys it? I would question. I would question that one. I don't know if the type of person who enjoys selling like mythic runs is going to be necessarily someone who really gets into a lot of classic vanilla, but maybe. But maybe. Yep. That's how I don't have to stick to any opinion that I espouse. We end the opinion with a but maybe, which allows for any possibility to be true. I can't tell if she was sad or vomiting or a combination of column A and column B. That's done, so that's just a little bit of XP. And now we can move on into the Barrens, which we all love very much. I feel bad because I'm still not sick of the Barrens, and I know that some of you guys definitely are. Think about this, I was ready to do the Barrens again over the sheer thought of having to go into Westfall again ever. And I don't really know what I'm going to do about that. I've thought of a couple of things. I've thought about questing between Loch Madan and Darkshore on our next Alliance character. Let's say we get to like level 15, okay? That's gonna minimize the risk of the run to Menethil. And then maybe we can do some questing in Darkshore. I mean, we could roll up a Night Elf character, but we'd have to do things a lot differently than what we did last time. To me, Night Elf character is like the hard mode of the hard mode. And I think the trick about doing the run is this. And you guys can tell me if this is way off base. How I did the run last time, and by last time I mean I got a Night Elf Warrior on our Night Elf Warrior, you know, who we haven't played in a while. The way I did that run is I got behind a level 12 or 13 who was making the run, and I just stayed behind them. And they were a hunter. So when stuff got really dicey, he would send the pet to die, and we would get away. And I feel like you could hang out on the bridge right outside of Menethil, and you could wait. And eventually there's going to be somebody like higher than someone who could survive for you to kind of run behind. It has to be someone who could still aggro the mobs by body pulling them, but high enough that they won't immediately get killed. So the run is possible. I mean, we could do the swim as well, but... Because, yeah, man, the crummy thing is this. I really want to get into Red Ridge, and I really want to see Duskwood, because I haven't quested in those zones in a long time now. So I would very much like to see them and read their stories and all that stuff. But we have to go through Westfall, and Westfall has killed 2 characters that I really cherished, and that I thought were going to live for a long time that I didn't want to lose, being the Gnome Warrior and the Dwarf Hunter. Both died in Westfall. I don't even remember how the hunter... Oh, the Murlocs. We got chased by Murlocs, right? Yep, I wasn't even supposed to be questing in Westfall that day, but there was server maintenance that I forgot about, so in my rush to make content, and many of you guys have told me, don't focus on the content, focus on surviving, that's hard enough. Yeah, so we weren't even supposed to be there. I was supposed to be going somewhere else, but I didn't. We were supposed to be going back to Loch Modan where we had easier stuff to do. And I didn't have time, so I said, oh, we'll just go over here and we'll do some lighthouse stuff maybe. And we got killed. Big surprise. What is this? Oh, the empty keg. If the empty keg is here, let's grab it here. Oh yeah, I got invited to a guild today. As soon as I logged on, somebody invited me to a guild that had hardcore in the name of the guild, so I accepted. And look, we're getting pop-ups now. I forgot about it for a while. We had those first random invites that were not hardcore guilds, from what I can see of the tag. And then after that, I didn't bother. I didn't want to keep asking for invites and have people like, give me invites to rando guilds and have me not accept them and just have that be a thing that happened. We're all waiting for the keg? Is the keg just, is it a chance to spawn and it's just not here? Or can we wait and it'll come back? Oh, you're the shaman guy. Also, that's why these people are here. Alright, we don't need to get the keg here. It's not really a big deal. We also don't need to run right into these raptors either, so let's not do that. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I think the only way we could do a night elf is if we committed ourselves to grinding out some levels. And I would, you know, I'd probably have to grind some levels early, and then grind some levels later. Which means that the very first thing I'd probably do is I'd probably just go kill stuff until we're level 3 or 4. Before taking any quests. Because, firstly, almost all the quests there are challenging once you're dealing with aggressive mobs. And there aren't enough of them to get you above the curve. So you're always fighting enemies that are basically at level with you or higher level than you. And then I'd have to think, well, what night elf class would I be? And I don't know. I don't know, because when I think about future Alliance playthroughs, I kind of think about a Paladin. Anyway, let's focus back on the here and now for the time being. Obviously this character is going to live till 60, so we have about 100 hours of gameplay between now and then.
What do you need? Farewell.
Okay, let's run around and we'll grab all the quests and we'll take a look. We're not going to grab these level 20 quests. Don't feel like we need those in our log right now.
Greetings, traveler.
Visit the oases. Let's see, do we have anything in our inventory?
Speak, friend.
Yes, we do.
May your blades never dull.
Did I not turn that into Thrall? I don't think that I did. I did turn it in. Why do I still have it? Is it not showing it because I'm not tracking it? No, it's just... That's a weird... Can I get rid of this? That's my question to you guys. Can I toss this Lieutenant's insignia on the ground now? Because it feels like it's going to be one of those items that just hangs out in my inventory forever, taking up space, that I eventually lose track of and keep holding on to. That's kind of what it feels like right now.
Thrall, halt. Go with honor. For the Horde. Blood and thunder!
Let's see. You have a timed quest, I think? Okay, let's take fungal spores.
I'm listening.
Okay, this is at the oases. And then that's just a breadcrumb. I thought he had a timed quest.
Patience.
Maybe I'm thinking about something else. Alright, let's head out here to the east. We're going to start by hunting the Plain Striders. And then we're going to head over and disrupt the attacks. Take on some Razormane Quillboar. You guys know the drill. We've been there before, so buckle in. I feel like we forgot one important one, which is the Raptor Thieves. Meets to Orgrimmar is just the fly to Orgrimmar quest. We can do that anytime. But yeah, let's make sure we grab the Raptor quest. We're gonna need that one. Lots of people here today. Let's shrink this down.
So.
I really hope that everyone filled out the survey that Blizz put out, and that they clicked Classic, Vanilla, Hardcore as their favorite game mode. They were all probably, everyone's too busy playing to actually fill out a survey probably, you know. So yeah, I'm actually looking at some results of the poll here. And so Mythic plus 19%. Dragonflight PvP 16%. Classic Hardcore 13%. Outdoor Questing Leveling 12. Classic Rating 11. Classic Era 11. Why wouldn't Classic Hardcore and Classic Era kind of like apply to each other? Like not one way but the other way. So if you pick Classic Hardcore, that should be an automatic check in the Classic Era column too, because you are playing Classic Era Hardcore. If they want it to be different, they should have put Classic Vanilla Hardcore and Classic Vanilla Non-Hardcore. That would have been, I think that they thought they were making a distinction, but I'm not sure that they made enough of a distinction the way that they phrased it. Dragonflight Rating 9%. Classic PvP 5%. Other 3%. And my favorite, Wrath Classic Dungeons coming in at 1%. 1% of the player's base's favorite activity is Wrath Classic Dungeons, and I definitely believe that. I mean, I still think it's amazing that Classic Hardcore is the third most popular mode of play for World of Warcraft. Dragonflight Rating is the 7th thing on the list of things that people love to do. It's the 7th thing down there. Mythic Plus is at the top. People enjoy 5-man Mythic Plus more than they enjoy raiding. I definitely understand why. I feel like if I were ever a retail player, which I will not be, but if I were, 5-man runs would be what I'd like to do, and I'd probably just run normals or something to get the story out of the raids. Because I don't know if I don't know the last time that I enjoyed a raid was probably Legion. Legion raiding was pretty fun despite the artifact power on the weapon. I didn't raid in Warlords. I don't think I did. I have no recollection of raiding in Warlords. Which usually when there were expansions that I didn't raid, it was usually because I was too busy at work, and doing a lot of traveling for the company always put me in a situation where there were chunks of the year when I knew I would not be able to raid. So like I started to just abstain from it, and just hang out in the guild but not be a part of the raid team. It was too unpredictable when I'd have to travel, and I didn't have a gaming laptop, so it was like I can't really take my rig with me. I mean, I could, but and when you're traveling for work, it's like you don't have the energy. You expend so much more energy when you're not at home, that getting off of work, going back to a hotel, and then trying to raid on hotel internet was not something that I ever wanted to do. So the last time that I just enjoyed raiding consistently, I mean, it might have been in Cataclysm. It might have been the Firelands raid. The last time that, I was raiding consistently and just really having a great time with it. In Legion, I raided semi-consistently, but it wasn't the same experience. The game was obviously drastically different. We are just like, okay, we're in a bad spot. That's a respawn of the guy we just killed. Let's get out of here and reassess. We also need plane striders. Maybe we can work on some of those for a bit. I mean, this place is a graveyard, but the problem with that is that enemies are going to be popping up really, really quickly. Are you really still chasing me? That's hard to believe, actually. Where's your leash at? Oh, and then that guy picked him up, I think. So now he's never going to leash. Now I'm just in combat with him for eternity. If I run across half the zone, will he let me out of combat? The answer, no, not until he probably just got killed. You're a rogue. You are definitely skinning these. I want to know what Other is. I'm glad that Other is more popular than just Wrath Classic Dungeons. Where are Wrath Classic rating? Now that's a problem too, because it says Classic rating. But you can't clump it together. Do you mean Wrath of the Lich King rating? Do you mean Vanilla Era rating? Which one do you mean? Why is it not specific, you know? Yeah, to me that needs to be broken out. I mean, they broke it out with the dungeons. Why wouldn't they break it out with the raids? Why are they in some categories seemingly clumping Wrath of the Lich King in with Vanilla Era when they're very different games? Kind of the same thing with classic PvP. There's obviously a difference between people who might PvP in Vanilla Era and people who PvP in Wrath. So it's like some of these categories that they're not even going to be giving you the data that you need. If you're looking to make changes or put resources somewhere, these questions are not gonna really allow you to do that beyond like the top 3 of them. Because the top 3 are very specific: Mythic Plus, Dragonflight PvP, Classic Hardcore. The 4th one is actually outdoor questing and leveling, which is great to see that, because I don't think Blizzard believes that. I don't think they believe that there are just people who love the game and what they love to do is just level up alts. So it's nice to see that at number 4. Way above Dragonflight rating. And when you think about how much time they probably put into those raid fights, into designing the boss fights, testing them, making sure they work. Yeah, it's become kind of a spectator sport now. I think people like watching the race to world first. But I don't think obviously as many people actually enjoy doing the raids. So now the big question for me is, we got this poll, right? We got the poll, we can see some results so far. Is Blizzard ever going to talk about the poll? Are they ever going to talk about their results? Are they ever going to talk about plans for the future? Is there ever going to be a roadmap for Classic? We're gonna go full zoomed out in this area for now because it's too crazy. There's stuff respawning all over the place, and I need to be able to see what's going on. Being this far away from the character is not how I like to play, so I'm doing this out of pure necessity and responsibility. I'm trying to be responsible, and right now playing like this is not going to be me being responsible. We can put our head on like a constant swivel, but seems like something that would invoke like motion sickness. Ah, see, look at that. This is kind of a fun view, actually, because you get to watch other people, so many other people doing their thing. It's actually kind of fun to see all that stuff going on behind us and around us. I actually don't mind it. Apparently our buffs ran out, or something. I don't feel like it's been 30 minutes, but I guess the reality is that it has been. Oh, we got respawns. Let's get out of here. This is so great. Look at everybody. Keep in mind, I mean, it's 12:46 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. So it's not a weekend. It's not after hours. It's the middle of a workday. Okay, and everyone's here. Somehow, some way, they're making it work. They're getting on. They're logging into Classic. They're coming to Bloodsail Buccaneers. They're playing hardcore. And that's what people are doing. What they're not doing? Dragonflight raiding. I did mean to spend the money on another bag, and I just never did. But we're actually doing okay with our inventory. We could be working on some Plane Striders. That would be a good idea. We don't need any more hunters, but it might be hard for us to avoid them all because they do patrol around quite a bit. I wish our view distance on characters and objects could be cranked up a little bit more. I'm pretty sure I have everything maxed out besides ray trace shadows. Yeah, there's no. I mean, I ground clutter. That's all I can do. I really want some more view. I know like there are technical reasons why we can't have too much view distance, But it'd be nice if we can get just a little bit more for objects and other players and enemies and stuff. This is crazy. This is so great. Okay, let's tag this guy. I could just sit here and watch people, you know, fight for hours, I feel like. Like, I should actually be trying a little harder to tag some myself. We're doing okay. 5 out of 8, 7 out of 8. We're done with hunters, so we're not doing bad. It's a big 91 crit there on our Frostbolt. So Thornweavers now we're also done with. We really just need Water Seekers. The problem is they all share respawn rates, and we should probably just clear whatever's around us to keep the area relatively safe. Safe. We'll put safe in air quotes. I appreciate the small stockpile of potions we got going on. Is this guy in trouble? I feel like this guy's in trouble. $86. Alright, let's get a little distance on this area and we'll start hunting some Planestriders. We do need raptors too, but that's usually a longer term quest that we kind of hold on to and just get them here and there while we're doing other things. There aren't big paddocks of them unless you come all the way down to the south. There's a little cove area that's full of them. And by full of them, I mean it has like 12 of them in there. I mean, our skinning is going to be doing really well. I think we have so much money because we keep skinning everybody's dead animals. Imagine how lucrative that would be in a position of having a real economy and being able to go in the auction house and actually buy ourselves some gear. And we could be selling the greens that we get instead of just vendoring them. Other players could benefit from the greens that we find. Tailors could sell bags. Imagine the strange things that could happen if we were allowed to have a functioning economy. Alright, I feel like we're kind of getting out of the area here. Maybe we come across the road, but I mean ideally we just head back towards the crossroads and scope out some that are a bit closer to town maybe. I am doomed. It's a good name. It's true. It's always true. They were a hunter. Chance that they might be a skinner. Now, my theory is that if you don't want someone to skin your animals, then you should leave loot on them until you're ready to do it. So, in my mind, absolutely everything is free game. However, if I sense that maybe somebody's a skinner, I will try to avoid taking all of their skins. Even if they're just leaving the bodies strewn out behind them. I'd say either skin as you go, or don't loot. Leave the items on it until you're ready to circle back. We're obviously just following in somebody's wake of destruction. Are we going to find any mobs doing this? Probably not. Are we going to get a ton of skins? Yes. See, he is trying to come back and skin. See it? So he left them all. I mean, I'm not going to skin him, but he's lucky because they're fair game. Like, you going to come get this one over here? Because I'm going to get him. Boop. It's the you looted it and left it behind tax. I'm not going to take all of your skins, but I might grab some of them. Okay, now we need to find some living ones. We only need one more item. And we're not finding any alive. It's kind of crazy. And that's it. That's all we need. That's awesome.
strength. Loktar, go forth to victory. Strength.
Greetings. Strength.
Alright guys, this seems like a good place to take a break for now. I think the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to head over to Ratchet. We'll fight Zevra on the way, any raptors we find. I want to get this turned in and get it out of our log and grab any low-level quests that are over that way. There's a pirate one that might be low-level. And yeah, we'll just kind of keep going. I do enjoy the Barrens. I know we've been here a lot recently, so I'll try to jump back to Silverpine eventually. But I think we're going to do like one more hour here, and then maybe jump back to Silverpine at level 16. That could be a way to do it. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, take care of yourselves out there, and take care of each other. And we'll see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.